Good morning, my dear students. This topic is left in chapter data file handling because in class 12th CBSE curriculum there are three types of files. One is text file, second one is binary file, and third one is CSV files. Two files, text files and binary files, we have already discussed with you. This topic is left. So today I want to continue this topic that is called CSV file. The full form of CSV is comma separated values. This topic is most important because this type of file we use normally for importing and exporting purpose. Suppose that we want to take data in MS Excel, or suppose that we want to store data in MS Excel or other kind of database software. So that time we have to use CSV files. Let's see what is CSV file with the help of this presentation software. Now see, introduction of CSV file. CSV stands for comma separated value, means here we store values in a comma separated manner, means elements are arranged here in a row and column manner, that is called tabular manner, just like MS Excel. Means when rows and columns are intersect, it will generate cells. So in each cell we store one value. CSV file is just like a text file, means it is very simple to read, it is very simple to understand, because here we use text file concept. That means it is human readable format that is very extensively used to store data, store tabular data in a spreadsheet or database, as I already discussed with you. Spreadsheet means a Excel sheet, means here data by default goes to the Excel software. Then the separator character of CSV file is called a delimiter. So here, as the name suggests, that comma separated value, that means comma here is a delimiter. So this is the by default sign. So this is the default sign as a name, comma separated value. If you want to change delimiter, you can change here. So here we have different kinds of delimiters like tab, colon, pipe, semicolon, characters, etc. So these are comes under delimiter, but the by default delimiter is comma. Now features of CSV files. It is used for storing tabular data in a spreadsheet manner or database. Means in a spreadsheet or any kind of database we can store data in a tabular manner. Each line of a file is called a record. As you know that file is a collection of record. Then how records are generated? When we write multiple fields. So group of fields make a record. Like suppose we want to store a record of a student. So a student has a roll number, student has a name, the student has class and marks. So when we fill all these details of a student, then we say that this is the record of this student. So each line means each row of a file is called a record, or each record consists of fields separated by commas. Here, if you want to open your file in Notepad, then only you will see there are commas. Or if your file is opened through MS Excel software or any spreadsheet software, then you will not get comma because their elements are stored in a tabular manner. Then advantages of CSV file. First advantage is easier to create, easier to understand. Why? Because here we use human-like language, like English-like language. Store data in text file. Second, preferred import and export format for databases and spreadsheet. Third, capable of storing large amount of data. As you know, data are stored in spreadsheet, or in a spreadsheet we have lots number of columns and rows. So means here this is suitable when we want to store huge amount of data. So CSV file is capable for storing large amount of data. Next, Python CSV module. You know very well, in Python we have lots of module like math. Math is a module, or you can say math is a library which contain many functions that are related to the maths. Similarly, we have random module, means random library. In that we have random function, we have randint function, we have randrange function, like this. So every module have their own function. Similarly, we have CSV module in Python that is only for data file handling. Here in this module we have two types of object. One is reader and second one is writer. As the name suggests that reader is used to read data from the CSV file, whereas writer is another object is used to write data into the CSV files. Next point, to import CSV module in our program, write the following statement. Means without this import CSV, it can't work. Here CSV you have to write in lowercase letter. It will not accept this capital letter CSV. It will generate error. If you write CSV in lowercase letter, then only it will work. Clear? Then opening, closing CSV file. Means you know very well, before working in the CSV file or any kind of file, first you need to open that file. Either you want to read or you want to write data in it. So open a CSV file, we have open function. F is a object equals to open stu.csv. Here stu is the name of CSV file. Dot suv CSV is a extension. CSV, its extension, that means it is a CSV file, not a binary, not a text file. Comma w represent this file we want to open in write mode. Here all the modes are given, like read mode, write mode, append mode, R plus, W plus means read write both, like this. So these modes are similar with previous one. Here I have given only two examples. One is for read and second one is for writing. Here one more parameter is also present in the open function, that is called Newline. Newline is a argument that is optional. We will discuss afterwards this third argument, that is called Newline. Then if you want to open your file in read mode, so you have to write R instead of W. Here R means read, W means write, and remaining all things are same. Suppose that you want to close your CSV file, so you have to write f.close. means F is an object which indicate now file is open, or if you want to close, so you have to write F dot close. Then role of argument Newline in opening of CSV file. What is the need of Newline in opening of CSV file? So first point says that Newline argument specify how would Python handle Newline character. As you know, Newline character we have \n. So by default, if we don't write Newline as an argument, so it will provide one line gap in the Excel software, means in spreadsheet software by default. If we don't write Newline, or if we provide Newline equals to quotes open, quotes close without any space, that it means it will not leave any line in between the records. Here, Newline character is different in different operating system. Means every operating system understand different EOL character, means end of line character. Like, see this table. We have \r and \t. Here \r means carry is written. This is a Newline character in Macintosh operating system. Similarly, \n, this is a line feed. Line feed means one line gap. Insert one line in between the records. So it will work in Unix. Or \r, \n, this is a carry is written in line feed, its meaning, and it will work MS-DOS or MS Windows. Means either you have to use R or N. It will work because both are the part of Microsoft Windows. Microsoft DOS or Microsoft Windows. Full form of DOS is disk operating system. And null. Null is a null character. Here you have to write O. Sorry, you have to write 0 instead of this O. Then note, additional optional argument as Newline equals to quotes open, quotes close. In between you have to write nothing. Space also. Space bhi nahi aayega. That is called blank. Null string means no space in between. With file open will ensure that no translation of end of line character take place. Means if you write like this, then here no translation will perform for end of the line. That means it will not enter any line feed in between the records. Then writing in CSV file. To write data in CSV file, we have three functions. One is writer function, second one is writerow, or third one is writerows. This writer function will generate an object, means it will return an object which writes data into CSV file. Means this function is only for to generate a writer object. It will not write directly onto the CSV file. Its working is only you have to generate writer object, and through this writer object you have to call this writerow function or writerows function. So writer object will generate it from this line CSV.writer. So here in every place you have to write CSV in small case. Don't write in capital letter. If you write in capital letter, maybe it will generate error. In version 3.6 it will generate error. Maybe in version 3.8 or 3.9 this error is removed. So please try, and after that you have to use this, means either capital or small, because we know Python is a case sensitive language. Here writes, this writerow means it will write one row of data onto the writer object. Means writerow, through this function we can write one row at a time, whereas writerows function will write multiple rows of data on the writer object. That means multiple rows at a time. This is the difference between write row and write rows. Next, role of writer object. The CSV.writer function returns a writer object that converts the user's data into a delimited string. Means this writer function generates a writer object. Its working is only to generate writer object that is used to convert user's data, whatever users enter, convert it into delimited string. This string can later be used to write data into CSV file using writerow function or writerows function. Means that delimited string means this object will use to write data into file with the help of either writerow or writerows function. So this is the program. See this, how it will work. Writing in a CSV file using writerow function. Import CSV. This line is compulsory because without the CSV line, without the CSV module, you can't use CSV functions like writer, like writerow or writerows. Then before writing data into the file, first we need to open it. So F equals to open CSV file in write mode. Here new line argument is not given. stu writer equals to CSV.writer F. That means it will generate one writer object and this object name is stu writer. So through this object we can call row, means write row function having three elements like roll number, name, marks. So these three are the field name, means column name, written in quotes in a list type. So means we need to take three values from the user. One for roll number, it indicates that we need to take three values, one for roll number, second for name and third for marks. Then first time list is blank, so this is the initial value of REC is blank list. Then while true, that means loop is true, means loop is always true. Then print enter students record, this is a message. Then take the value of roll number in integer, n for name, m for marks. Then strec equals to r, n, m. This will store in strec in a list manner, and then record rec dot append strec. That means it will insert one record in the list variable that is called rec. Then pass one message, do you want to enter more record? If you press n, then only it will stop the execution, otherwise it will work. Means if you press y, then it will again work, and then enter one more record, then enter one more record, and then when you press n, then it will stop. After taking the values, this for loop is written outside of the while. That means each record one by one is write with the help of this writer object into the file through this write row function. Write row means it will write one row at a time in the CSV file, and at last close your file. So that's all for CSV file for in today's class. I hope you understand about the concept of CSV file. In the next class, I will explain with the help of software, Python software, how it will work and how it will show the output. Thank you, class.